Hello students, welcome to All4 e-learning. And next concept is finding velocity of image in spherical mirrors. So far we've finished up to UV graph and 1 by V, 1 by U graph and everything, all the cases were discussed in previous class. Now we are shifting into finding velocity of image in spherical mirrors, either in concave or convex mirror. But whatever the formula we derived for spherical mirror, which is valid for both, from the beginning I am giving the same statement. We derived different formulae: mirror formula, magnification formula, and etc. etc. All these formulae are valid for both the mirrors, concave and convex. But the derivation after which whatever you are obtaining the formula, that formula is for spherical mirrors, not for concave mirror alone and not for convex mirror alone. And in the similar manner, again we are going to find the velocity of image in spherical mirrors. This formula, whatever the formulae we are going to derive in this case, these are valid for both the spherical mirrors and using proper sign conventions while solving the problems. Okay, next we start with concave mirror here for the derivation for our convenience. And before going to this, I would like to reveal some points related to finding velocity of image in spherical mirrors. Basically, we have three cases in finding the velocity of image in spherical mirrors. Case 1 is when object moves with a constant velocity along the principal axis. Okay, second point is case 2. When object moves with constant velocity perpendicular to the principal axis. This is case 2. And third case remains that the object is moving with constant velocity at certain inclination with the principal axis. So these are the three important points related to the spherical mirrors while finding velocity of its image. These three cases are finished or properly understood. Then the student can easily solve the problems related to this concept up to advanced level. Okay, then before going to take these three cases, three in the sense this is case 1 and this is case 2 and third case remains, I will explain later. Before going to these three cases, so we have to understand some points related to this one. First, go for this fundamental. After taking these fundamentals, using them, we can go for case 1 and case 2 and their relevant equations are to be derived, then go for case 3. Then this topic will go over as far as the concepts are concerned. Right? So this is the fundamental is object is at infinity. Its corresponding image formed at focus point. When image is formed at focus point, we know its size is extremely small. Extremely small in size. Which one? Image. So where it's formed? At the focus point corresponding to object, which is at infinity. So simply we can say when object is at infinity, its corresponding image formed at focus point which is in point size, extremely small in size. This is a simple point. Point number 1 is over. And point number 1 where we extend the statement C. Of course here it is a point size, small in size. The size of the image is interpreted as velocity of image in the spherical mirror. Once again I repeat the point number 1. We are taking 3 important points to understand the basics related to velocity of image in the spherical mirror. Very important points, 3 fundamentals. Point number 1. Object is at infinity, corresponding image formed at focus point, which is extremely small in size, assumed to be point size. Okay. The size of the image is interpreted as velocity of image in the spherical mirror. Means if size of the image increases, velocity of image also increases in the spherical mirror. As size decreases, velocity will also be decreased. This is interpretation. Right? Point number 1 is over. And the point number 2 is, whenever object is approaching to the spherical mirror with a constant speed, then this image will move away from the spherical mirror. In this case, concave mirror, which is moving away. As it is moving away from the spherical mirror, its size increases. Its size increases. As such, the velocity of image in the spherical mirror will also increase. This is point number 2 over. And go for 3. Whenever object reaches to the center of curvature with a constant speed, already I mentioned that object is approaching to the spherical mirror with constant velocity. So its corresponding image is moving away. Whenever it reaches to center of curvature, object reaches to center of curvature and corresponding image will also reach to center of curvature having same size as that of the object. Therefore, we conclude the speed or the velocity of image in the spherical mirror should be equal to velocity of the object because of same size of object and the image. Okay. Now further, if object is moved forward towards the spherical mirror and the image is moving away from it with increasing size, as size increases, its speed increases more and more for the image in the spherical mirror. Next, if the object reaches to the infinity, means it has a big size magnified, where the velocity of the image in the spherical mirror is said to be greater amount. So this is the understanding how the velocity changes. And finally, one very important point we should discuss over here, that as the object is approaching to the spherical mirror or receding from spherical mirror, whatnot, with constant velocity, but the velocity of image is not at all constant, which is a variable, which changes. How it changes? Already I was given these 3 points, one by one. When object is at infinity, image formed at focus point, which is point size. Therefore, point size is interpreted, the size interpreted as velocity. Therefore, for point size, corresponding velocity is almost taken to be 0. Means when object is at infinity, approaching to the mirror with constant speed, then corresponding image speed is 0, that starts from rest from the focus point. So here image starts from rest. As it approaches, then velocity of the image starts from rest and gradually increases to greater amount. So finally, we understand properly when the object is approaching with constant velocity, its corresponding image speed is not constant, it is variable. It starts from rest at focus point and gradually its speed further increases and becomes maximum. So this is the basic points we should understand before going to taking the formulae related to the three cases. Okay, go for first case. First case. When we are going for first case, in the first case, object is moving with constant velocity along the principal axis. So in this case, what is the velocity of image in the spherical mirror? And case when object moves with constant velocity perpendicular to the principal axis, and what is the velocity of image in the spherical mirror. So here this case is giving component of velocity along x direction. So it is along x direction or along the principal axis, one component of velocity of image is obtained from this case. And here, so other component of velocity which is perpendicular to the principal axis. Okay, right. For the first component, which is component of velocity along the principal axis, how do you derive this formula? What is the basic point we are taken into account in order to get that formula? So keep in your mind, always whenever you are going to find the velocity component along the principal axis, we should go for mirror formula, that we have to differentiate with respect to time, and by simplifying you will get the horizontal component or the component of velocity along the principal axis, and which is related to case 1. So let us consider the mirror formula. 1 by v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. Okay. Now differentiate this with respect to time, right? Its differentiation minus 1 by v square dv by dt minus this 1 by u square. So 1 by u differentiation is minus 1 by u square. 1 by v differentiation is minus 1 by v square. This is du by dt, which is equal to 0. Why it is 0? The focal length of the mirror would not be altered, as object distance and image distance both are even changes, but focal length remains constant. And one more point, don't think of this, don't get confusion. This is initial velocity, this is final velocity. Those we can see in kinematics and the mechanics part. Don't think of these are the distances, object distance and image distance. Now we differentiated with respect to time. So what we are getting here? So this is dv by dt, rate of displacement velocity. Here it is velocity. This is image velocity. This is object velocity. Therefore, this is v, taking this side, dv by dt into 1 by v square. This is minus, is equal to, this term take this side, 1 by u square du by dt. Okay. Now simply here, this is velocity of image with respect to mirror. So velocity of image with respect to mirror, which component? It is moving along the principal axis, parallel to principal axis, is equal to, so minus taking this side, minus this v square is taking this side, v square by u square into velocity of object. This is object velocity du by dt with respect to mirror parallel to principal axis. This is component of velocity along the principal axis. We can also write it as or velocity of image with respect to mirror parallel to principal axis. So this is equal to, in vector form we can also write it vector form, minus v by u whole square, means which is giving magnification m square, into velocity of object with respect to mirror parallel to principal axis. Or this can be written as simply velocity of image with respect to mirror parallel to principal axis is equal to, so this m is substituted in terms of focal length and object is f by f minus u whole square velocity of object with respect to mirror in parallel to principal axis. So you can take this equation any format. This is velocity of image with respect to mirror. So we are taking all these distances. See, why we are taking here with respect to the mirror? So u object distance is taking from where? From the mirror. Image distance is taking from the mirror. So if object distance and the image distances, these two are measuring from the mirror, means we are taking the mirror as a reference. Therefore, its corresponding velocities after differentiation, their velocities also indirectly, so they are with respect to mirror. Therefore, we are strictly mentioned that velocity of image with respect to mirror. Why? Because so object distance, image distance, focal length, all are taking from the mirror as taking mirror as a reference. Therefore, we are taking the velocities with respect to the mirror parallel to principal axis, that minus v square by u square, object with respect to mirror parallel, right? Or v by u whole square, that is giving magnification m square. So or m is in terms of focal length and object distance, and focal length and m is equal to f by f minus u square is their square. So this is the velocity of image in the direction parallel to the principal axis or along the principal axis. So one component of velocity is over, and go for the second case. The second case, while finding, so it is also very important point, while finding the velocity component in the direction perpendicular to principal axis, we should go for lateral magnification formula. Lateral magnification. We know the magnification lateral, that size of the image by size of the object, yi by y naught. This is lateral magnification. Okay. Here what we consider mirror formula. Then afterwards differentiated with respect to time. And by simplifying you are getting the component of velocity along the principal axis. Okay. So velocity component in the direction perpendicular to the principal axis, for which what we are selecting, the lateral magnification. Yes. From lateral magnification here, y I is equal to m into y naught. M into y naught. So we can write this as taking the velocity. So these are the sizes, lengths. Suppose object is moving perpendicular to principal axis, its corresponding image will also move perpendicular direction. So in order to get velocity, differentiate this dy I by dt, which is equal to m into dy naught by dt. So here m is magnification is constant. How we can decide this magnification m is constant. So magnification formula f is equal, magnification formula m is equal to f by f minus u. If you think of this, f is the focal length of the concave mirror, and this concave mirror focal length is constant, and object distance, see, object distance from mirror to the object, this object, u is fixed constant because it is not moving along the principal axis, it is moving perpendicular to the principal axis. As it moving perpendicular to principal axis, then u would not be altered. Therefore, in this equation, focal length is constant, u is constant, both are constant. Therefore, as a whole, m is taking constant and differentiated. This is the velocity of image with respect to mirror again. So why we are taking the with respect to mirror? So these two are, so indirectly here object distance, focal length, so in the magnification the terms will comes. So therefore those terms are taken into account and taking mirror is as a reference. Therefore again we are taking velocity of image with respect to mirror perpendicular to the principal axis is equal to m into velocity of object with respect to mirror perpendicular to principal axis. Either you can use a vector form, take vectors, right? This is a formula for perpendicular component of velocity. Okay, we can also modify this. We can also write it as velocity of image with respect to mirror in the direction perpendicular to principal axis, which is equal to m is magnification. We can substitute here f by f minus u into velocity of object with respect to mirror perpendicular component. So you can select any one. So I would like to give the big difference between these two formulae while finding the component of velocity along the principal axis. Here formula is simple for minus m square, and this is same object with respect to mirror. Here perpendicular component, here velocity of image with respect to mirror perpendicular component m into object with respect to mirror. When we compare this formula and this formula, what makes a big difference? The big difference is here minus m square, here plus m. Only that much difference is there between these two equations. Once again I repeat, so when we comparing these two equations, here minus m square, here plus m, that's all. So this is the velocity of image in the mirror, which is along the principal axis. This is velocity component, this is velocity component perpendicular to the principal axis. So these are the important formulae related to finding velocity of image in the spherical mirror. And one more case remains, so we are going to discuss this point after these two. Okay, let us make a discussion on the third case. Okay, now go for third case.